8:45 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Romesh Peres and read by Mario Vijayawardena. The headlines. The head of state emphasizes that the strategies and the programs of the government should be implemented appropriately to address the people's issues. The Natural Hazards Early Warning Centre issues a severe lightning warning. All schools in the Western Province to reopen tomorrow. COVID-19 cases in Sri Lanka exceed 92,000. A temporary committee appointed for cricket administration. The Minister of Public Security says substandard oil has not been released to the market. In international news, the UK Prime Minister urged to share vaccines with poorer nations. In sports cricket, the Sri Lanka cricket team is not among the top 10 in the ICC Cricket World Cup Super League. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa said the opposition was attacking the very set of policies that would prosper the country someday. The president stressed the development program must move forward, fulfilling the expectations of upholding the faith the people placed on this government. The head of state emphasized that the strategies and the programs of the government should be implemented appropriately to address the people's issues. The president made these remarks during a discussion with the provincial representatives held at the Diyatha Uyana premises in Battaramulla. The Education Ministry says that all grades in all schools, including preschools in the Western Province, will open tomorrow. The ministry had taken this decision after the recommendations given by the Director General of Health Services. Academic activities of grades 5, 11 and 13 of schools in the Western Province commenced earlier this month. Meanwhile, the Sri Lanka Transport Board says the Sisu Saria bus service transporting school students will resume with the resumption of schools. Meanwhile, the Jaffna District Secretary K. Maheshan said today that all the schools in the Jaffna Education Zone will be closed for a week from tomorrow till April 5th due to the spread of COVID-19. The number of COVID-19 cases confirmed in Sri Lanka has exceeded 92,000. 168 COVID-19 cases were detected in Sri Lanka thus far today, bringing the total number of cases to 92,007. The number of COVID-19 recoveries recorded in the country increased to 88,623 after 235 patients recovered and were discharged during the past 24 hours. Accordingly, 2,825 persons are currently receiving treatment for the coronavirus at several facilities across the country. 411 suspect COVID-19 cases are also under medical observation at present. Meanwhile, the Health Ministry says over 884,000 people have been inoculated in Sri Lanka so far. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The Attorney General Dappula Dilivera has informed to appoint a committee for cricket administration until new office bearers are appointed to Sri Lanka cricket through the upcoming elections. The Ministry of Sport said accordingly, a 5-member committee is due to be appointed. The Attorney General said the official term of the former Board of Officials ended on the 20th of February. The SLC elections are scheduled to be held on the 20th of May. The submission of nominations for the Sri Lanka cricket elections concluded on the 24th of February. The election is being held to appoint the Board of Officials, including the Chairman, 2 Vice-Chairmen and the Secretary. The Minister of Public Security, Rear Admiral Sarath Weerasekara says substandard coconut oil has not been released to the market. Speaking to the media, the minister said the stock of coconut oil containing cancerous substances is still in storages which have been sealed. He reiterated that the substandard oil containing cancerous substances have not been released to the local market and urged the public to refrain from creating any undue fear. 38 people, including 16 school children, have died by drowning while bathing and swimming in unsafe waterways and deep village tanks countrywide during this year. Consequently, the Education Ministry has requested all schools' heads in a circular that when school educational and field trips are organised, students should not be allowed to bathe in unsafe rivers, village tanks or reservoirs under any circumstances by teachers responsible for the respective students. The circular has emphasised during the forthcoming New Year season, both school teachers and parents should be on alert of such tragedies. The Public Health Inspectors Union head Upul Rohana says, if the people fail to adhere to strict health guidelines, the emergence of another disastrous situation at the end of April cannot be ruled out. He said people have now started to behave carelessly, and most of them seem to be taking the deadly virus spread very lightly. He stressed, if people continue to behave carelessly, there will be no chance of curbing the virus, and it will become another disaster towards the end of April. Therefore, the PHI Union requests the people to be extra cautious and strictly adhere to health guidelines.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. SLBC, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. SLBC, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by SLBC Veda Mahatmya.
The Natural Hazards Early Warning Centre has issued a warning of severe lightning to several provinces, which is valid until 10:30 p.m. today. According to the warning, thunder showers accompanied by severe lightning are likely to occur at several places in the central, Sabaragamuwa, western and northwestern provinces and in the Gala and Mathura districts. Heavy showers above 100 millimeters are likely at some places in these areas. It further stated that there may be temporary localized strong winds during the thunder showers.
The main news story was brought to you by SLBC Veda Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from SLBC.
And now in Watchlight, a new report by Sophos said recently Facebook-owned Instagram has seen a surge in fraud on its platform, but up by 50% since the pandemic began. Scams related to romance, phishing and influencer sponsors top the chart. Romance scams are also witnessing a surge on the platform. As much as it seems to be common to share a lot of your life on Instagram nowadays, you don't have to give away everything about yourself. Also think about who or what is in the background of your photos before you upload them.
World News, brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
In world news headlines, the UK Prime Minister urged to share vaccines with poorer nations. Brazil's president ordered to pay damages to journalists. People protest discrimination against Asians in US. A group of charities is urging Boris Johnson to swiftly clarify how many COVID vaccine doses the UK is prepared to donate to poorer countries. Save the Children and the Wellcome Trust are among those calling on the PM to start donating jabs through COVAX. This scheme aims to provide jabs for low and middle-income countries. The UK, which has ordered 400 million vaccine doses and will have many left over, has said it will donate most of its surplus vaccine supply to poorer countries. A Brazilian court has ordered President Jair Bolsonaro to pay compensation to a journalist after he made degrading comments about her. Mr. Bolsonaro had suggested last year that Patricia Campos Melo had offered sex to a source for negative information about him. The judge said Mr. Bolsonaro's remarks had damaged journalists' honor. The president was told to pay her 20,000 reais, that is $3,500 in damages. He can appeal the ruling. The Journalists Against Harassment group said the ruling marked a great day for female reporters and professional journalism in Brazil. Rallies have been held across the US, calling for an end to anti-Asian discrimination. Rallies were held following a spate of discrimination and violence targeting Asian Americans. Earlier this month, a man opened fire at a massage parlor and other locations in the southern state of Georgia, killing 8 people, including 6 of Asian descent. The escalation of such incidents has stirred fears in Asian American communities. And now the main points of the World News segment once again. The UK Prime Minister urged to share vaccines with poorer nations. Brazil's president ordered to pay damages to journalists. People protest discrimination against Asians in US. That was World News.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Development News is brought to you by Nivea along with CIB. Valuable gift vouchers for every bill payment and 20% discount for bank card holders during 16th to 30th March. Our product, our place. CIB.
Freshwater giant shrimps farming within Sri Lanka has been identified as a promising trade with a higher potential to be developed and ensure benefits to the rural fisher community. It has been identified appropriate to conduct a scientific research since the young shrimps are not scientifically released to the freshwater resources. Accordingly, the Cabinet of Ministers granted approval to the resolution submitted by the Education Ministry for implementing the said research project in conjunction with the Wayamba University, the Ruhuna University, the Jaffna University, the National Aquaculture Development Authority of Sri Lanka, the National Aquatic Resources Research and Development Agency, and the University of James Cook of Australia, as well as entering into a research agreement among the applicable institutions.
Development News was brought to you by Nivea along with CIB. Valuable gift vouchers for every bill payment and 20% discount for bank card holders during 16th to 30th March. Our product, our place. CIB.
And now in sports news in cricket. The Sri Lanka cricket team is not among the top 10 in the ICC Cricket World Cup Super League, while England have climbed to the top following their victory over India. The ICC Cricket World Cup Super League will help decide which teams feature in the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup 2023 in India. India, who are the hosts in 2023, and the other top 7 teams will qualify automatically for the World Cup. 13 teams are taking part in this competition. Meanwhile, in cricket, England won the toss in the third and final ODI of the series, with stand-in captain Jos Buttler sending India into bat for the third match in a row. The game in Pune is England's final match on the tour of India. Earlier, India were bowled out with 10 balls left for 329 runs, and England resumed the run chase, requiring a target of 330 runs. Short while ago, England were 200 for 7 wickets, requiring 130 runs off 19 overs to clinch the series.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Vogue Jewellers has been appointed as the official crown provider for the Mrs. Sri Lanka for the Mrs. World 2021 contest. The most awaited annual beauty pageant will this year see one of Sri Lanka's premier jewellers, Vogue Jewellers, reputed for creating several exquisite crowns and tiaras for exclusive beauty pageants during its glamorous journey of nearly 6 decades, crafting the crown for the winner of the event. Mrs. Sri Lanka crown, created by Vogue Jewellers, will be encrusted with approximately 3,000 blue and green cubic zirconia and blue topaz stones.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Congratulations on your promotion. When will be our treat, huh?
How about today?
Oh no, I was just joking.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Windforce, Sri Lanka's largest and most diversified renewable energy company, launched its highly anticipated initial public offering for subscription earlier in the week with the aim to raise 3.2 billion rupees and was oversubscribed within hours on the first day itself. As the largest IPO on the Colombo Stock Exchange in 9 years, there was a high demand for the IPO amongst investors keen to be part of the success story of the largest independent power producer in Sri Lanka, with 27 power plants in Sri Lanka and overseas, as it charts greater growth and expansion.
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down, everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge. LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Weather Report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
The Met Department forecasts showers or thundershowers over most parts of the island during the evening or night today. Heavy falls of above 100 millimeters can be expected at some places in the Sabaragamuwa, southern, western, central and northwestern provinces. Showers can be expected in the eastern and Uva provinces and in the Hambantota district during the morning too. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in the central, Sabaragamuwa and western provinces during the morning. The general public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize the damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during the thunder showers. In the sea areas, showers or thunder showers will occur in the sea areas off the coast extending from Galle to Trincomalee via Hambantota and Batticaloa. Showers or thunder showers will also occur at several places in the sea areas extending from Mannar to Galle via Puttalam and Colombo in the evening or night. Heavy showers can be expected at some places in the sea areas off the coast extending from Galle to Pothuwil via Hambantota.
Weather Report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
And now the headlines of this news broadcast once again. The head of state emphasizes that the strategies and the programs of the government should be implemented appropriately to address the people's issues. The Natural Hazards Early Warning Centre issues a severe lightning warning. All schools in the Western Province to reopen tomorrow. COVID-19 cases in Sri Lanka exceed 92,000. A temporary committee appointed for cricket administration. The Minister of Public Security says substandard oil has not been released to the market. In international news, the UK Prime Minister urged to share vaccines with poorer nations. In sports cricket, the Sri Lanka cricket team is not among the top 10 in the ICC Cricket World Cup Super League. That concludes this news broadcast.